What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at Helldivers 2, seeing if they're on the up and up or if they're kind of declining. As far as their player base, it seems kind of that way, but that's what we're going to dive into. I gotta start this off by saying I do love this game. I think that the gameplay in it is honestly some of the best that I've experienced in kind of a PvE style game, multiplayer. You know, a lot of people compare this game and to Battlestar or not Battlestar Galactica, Starship Troopers. I haven't played that, to be honest, but you know, you could kind of see it in like a zombies, almost not DMZ. I mean, it's definitely completely different than that, but you can see some similarities in some of these games. I try not to even do that, like compare games to other games, apples to apples, apples to oranges. But you know, that's just how our brains work. I think as humans, we compare something new to something that we've already experienced. That's just what we do. But I mean, that's not a bad thing, I don't think. But you know, unless you're just using it to say, oh, it could be better, oh, it could be better. You know, you're just gonna have to look at each experience as its own thing and see if you have fun. That's ultimately all that matters. If you have fun, play it. This game has had quite a bit of controversy, and it's being so young, that's not a good really start as far as that's concerned. I mean, the players obviously love the game, and to get, you know, what did they have, 400 and some thousand on Steam, and then who knows how many on PlayStation. I mean, it's a really huge game. I mean, you could compare and say, hey, there's other free games that have more players than that, but yeah, I mean, for a paid game, pretty damn good. So like, everybody was pissed off about the PSN network account linking requirement on these some of these titles, and you know, they got review bombed for it, obviously. I ended up, after the fact, after they went back on it, I hadn't reviewed the game before, and reviewed it positively. Just, you know, it was pretty sad. Honestly, had a lot of people pretty upset about this because, you know, I mean, the game itself is about, you know, quote unquote, spreading democracy, right? And then, you know, if they're gonna be leaving out other countries, yeah, it was just a whole mess. I mean, there's no point in harping on it. I'm sure everyone's already listened to all the details on that. The weapon balancing. Yeah, this is a pretty hot topic with Helldivers. It's unfortunate that a lot of the good weapons have kind of become crap after patches, and it happens more often than I'd like to see. For instance, the Eruptor. I think that's the main one. People are just kind of like, why? Because they sold it, and then, you know, around the time that this new Warband came out, it was nerfed into the ground, because it was definitely my favorite weapon, especially with how many bot missions there were in succession. It was really good against bots. I haven't tried it since it's been a few weeks, so I'll have to see again, see what it's like. Then you've got all the kind of gameplay issues. I mean, for the most part, this game plays pretty smoothly now. There were a lot of problems back when I started playing about a month and a half or two ago. It was very buggy, crashing, glitching, just like crazy. But it seems pretty stable now. But there is another factor in that, and that's the mechanics. If they're working properly, I have a lot of like ghost reload situations. That's one complaint. You know, kind of it not taking your inputs. Sometimes it seems like, but maybe that's just I'm not pressing it or something with the controller. I really don't know, but that's my observation. And I mean, as far as the performance goes, my specs aren't anything crazy on my PC. I do have a 4070 with a 5800 X3D, 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, that's the important specs for performance. But yeah, I mean, it does alright now. It does actually very well. I mean, I don't have any problems with any games really, other than, honestly, Ark, Survival, Ascended, LOL. Yeah, obviously the Quasar Cannon was nerfed as well. I still use it because I think it's pretty fun to use, especially against bugs, because you can just take out the chargers immediately. They don't really stand a chance if you can hit them in the head, and once you use it a lot, it's not that hard. But yeah, I still like the Quasar Cannon, but it is nerfed, and you know, these chargers have a lot of health, so you do have to hit them in the head. So the player numbers on this game are kind of dwindling a bit. Nothing like super duper concerning with just, you know, how high they got. This is pretty normal for games, so nothing I don't think to be concerned about. But, you know, how far can it go? I mean, if you look at Pal World, that one was very popular. It fell off a lot quicker, I think, personally, than this will. Um, that's just my opinion. I think the gameplay on this has quite a bit more legs. As far as Pal World, you know, you kind of do a lot of the same stuff, and then it's kind of over. There's not really like super duper progression. I mean, you could play the game 100 hours probably, and then but yeah. To be perfectly honest, I think they need to add a new enemy type in this game very soon, and that seems like what they're going to do pretty soon. It's just, you know, I know it's going to divide the player base up again, you know, if they do, or maybe they'll put one of them on the back burner for a little bit. I wouldn't mind having all three out, but yeah, of course the player base would be split between three, and then matchmaking could be interesting. I don't know. I don't think it'd be too much of a problem. I think a lot of people would try out the new first, and then it'd be a pretty even three-way split between three. Because now, I enjoy fighting the bots. I enjoy fighting the bugs. Most of the time I do fight bugs, but yeah, I do enjoy fighting the bots as well. And hopefully the next war bond they bring out will be something good. I mean, the last one was kind of, people didn't like that one too much. Not gonna lie, it was pretty underwhelming. There's apparently a couple cool weapons in there. I haven't personally used them yet, but I plan on, you know, when I get enough super credits. That's the thing. I'm not gonna just throw money in there. I've already spent $10. Ultimately, I do think this game will sustain for quite a while, and hopefully, just depending on what they do with it, really is going to depend whether or not, you know, they can be somewhat of a Fortnite long-lasting kind of thing. I mean, Fortnite's completely different because it's free, and you can just jump back in any new season. And a lot of people bought this game, so obviously they'll have that option as well. All 400 plus PlayStation people, so yeah, I think they're doing fine. We'll just have to see what happens. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and peace.